Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Brian's Life. I'm sitting here at a beautiful riverbank right now. I want to share something with you. I don't even know you, never met you, but I know something about you. And what I know, once I reveal it, I think it'll change you. It'll change the way you look at things. It'll change how you view things. And I'm going to share with you what makes me, which I think why I'm qualified to observe this. Okay, let's get right into it. You know what I know about you? I know that you don't know yourself. Now you might be thinking, what the heck is this guy talking about? Because that's exactly what I would have been thinking a while back, okay? Not even that long ago. But the reality it is, we don't really know ourselves completely. And one of the things I've always used to say as well is one of the hardest persons to be honest with is yourself. We always make excuses for ourselves. We give ourselves lies while we don't do something, or et cetera, put ourselves in the comfort zone, stay in the comfort zone. And if you can get to the point where you really realize you don't know yourself, and take a moment to really think about that, how would that change you? How would that reflect differently if you knew more about yourself? Well, let's use an example. If you really knew what triggered your anger, your sadness, your emotions overall, if you really knew yourself, you would know what triggered them. You would know how to avoid them. More importantly, maybe not even avoid them, but confront them and look at them at a different perspective. And the reactions to your anger and emotions are going to be significantly different. Okay? And, I'm going to go with something here. A lot of things I'd like to share is when I make my videos, I actually like to not talk about me, but give you information about my mistakes or my path that I'm learning, etc. This is what I enjoy actually doing, these kind of things. If you step back for a minute and you look at one of the things that really fascinated me is nothing is solid. Okay, everything is energy in a form of in a type of form. So anger is energy, sadness is energy, our emotions are a lot of energy, and I do a lot of self-analyzing on that. I had to, with my life changes. If you've seen some of my other videos, I've gone from a workaholic to the exact opposite, and not by my own choice, and some of the things I've learned along the way. So getting back to you don't know yourself is in that time frame prior to when I was working so aggressively and had my goals and making good money and doing everything. Anybody that says I don't, they would tell me you don't know yourself, held nothing but complete inaccuracy for me. It would have been like, no, I know exactly what path I'm on. Everything's great. I know myself 100%, But the reality of it is how far from the truth that can actually be. And the more you know yourself, the more enlightened you can be. And I know that word gets thrown around quite a bit, but it's something worth looking at. If you can really know yourself, could you just imagine really that, the next time you get upset, what are the things that bother you? What are your emotions like? Are you truly happy? And another thing is, one thing I will say is I'm on this path right now. I don't know myself totally, but I've known a lot more about myself, which has changed my motivations, my outlook, my anger, a lot of things with it. And this is why I like to share these things with you. But I would also argue it's a little bit like science. Science, what a fact is at that given moment with the information you have on hand, and that changes. Okay. So knowing yourself changes as well. Okay, the deeper you know yourself, the more there's for you to learn. There's more things for you to face. There's more things for you to conquer, and you're going to understand, your anger issues, even if you don't have anger issues or whatever, but why you might get upset faster, or what emotions trigger you and why they trigger you and how badly they affect you. The more you know yourself, the more, I don't want to use the word avoid, because that's not it either. Because in my mind, if I avoid something, I just bury it deep and it comes back out somehow. So it's not necessarily about avoiding it, but it's understanding it, taking it in, let it flow through you, and realizing what triggered the emotions, dealing with them. And the more you know, you seem like you get more information. When things when you know these things, it's sort of like one or two things happen. You really don't care about the outside things, what affects you, or you have a deeper understanding. And when I say you don't care, it doesn't bother you the same way, because the more you learn about yourself, you're going to find things that will be helpful to turn your energy level, the way you're thinking, and in a different perspective, And this is something you should really analyze and take the time to think about. Do you know yourself? This is going to sound really silly, but I would argue you give that a try. Give that a world of a thought for a while. And I bet you'd be kind of surprised. Pleasantly surprised, by the way. It comes along the same with being honest with yourself, because we all hate to say we have an ego. We all hate to say, hey, when I'm having an argument, I got to be right. We hate to admit when we're wrong, and these are all things, it's common, it's human nature, But the more you can learn why you have that, and it can be from your upbringing, it can be from what fears put inside of you, our brains, are a mechanism that makes us, our brain is lazy, for lack of better words. It memorizes, like, when you're walking, you don't think about walking, okay? You just do it. It likes to keep us in a comfort zone, okay? So the more you analyze yourself, there's going to be things you have to look at yourself, and you're probably not going to be comfortable with some of the stuff that you've either done in the past or beliefs you've held, whatever they may be. And you'll start realizing a lot of them are based in fear, and fear is a very powerful motivator to do one or the other, meaning act out in anger or retract and not let yourself bloom, if you will, okay? So I'm kind of curious what you guys think about that. I'd sure like to hear from you and interact with some of those thoughts, but I can promise you, each and every one of you do not really know yourself, okay? Now, you're probably going to get some resistance on that one. I don't care. I don't mean it to insult anybody. I don't mean to be aggressive that way or nothing like that. I actually do mean these as a helpful tool, okay? Because I'm on I would say, the tip of the iceberg of understanding that and realizing that. And I want to share these experiences, here, take a look where I'm sitting right now. Just beautiful day, it's it's smoky as heck because we got the fires going on, but I don't want to be negative about that, but it is a reality. But still, it's a wonderful day, so just take a moment and really think about that, because it really goes along with being honest with yourself as well. And if you're really honest with yourself, you're going to start to realize there's a lot of things you don't know. You look back, why? I'm a believer in our upbringing, and what patterns, and these are all patterns of belief. A belief system simply is just that, okay? And then your reality is based on your belief system. And I would say a lot of our belief systems are out of whack or misplaced or not justified to be as dramatic as they are, seem to be, okay? So, and with that interlink of our belief system is knowing yourself. The more you know yourself, you can separate what really is a belief, a myth behind the belief, insecurities, a lot of things. There's a lot of things you can find a lot more happiness and contentment with understanding that. So yeah, I wanted to share that little moment with you today, and on this great day. And I would love to hear from you. And if this has been helpful at all, I would really appreciate a like button, subscribe, follow me along with my adventures. I'm actually getting pretty excited because I'm going to be heading to the Philippines in the next few weeks, and I'll be sharing some just neat perspectives from there, different cooking things, different budgets, of course, different lifestyle. It's a lot more relaxed there for sure, even though it's hard to compare that right now sitting here in a very relaxed area. But all right, I hope that helped a little bit or left you with more questions. But yeah, take a deep look. Let's see how well you know yourself and question yourself. All right, everybody, take care. Have a wonderful day. And I just want to toss in there as well, you know what, if you're down or confused or upset or having a bad day, help somebody else out. Give them a compliment, give them a couple bucks for the bus, do whatever. You'd be surprised how much it turns around your attitude. All right.